Dominaria will be hitting the shelves in a few days. Is it worth it to pick up a booster box? Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, and welcome to what is most assuredly a magnificent day, and also the product analysis for the Dominaria booster box. Now, before we start to talk about this box specifically, I have to address this amazing news. I found this out while doing the research for this video. Wizards of the Coast put out a statement saying that they have fixed the card quality. Not only that they fixed it, but they've already fixed it, and that Dominaria will have the new fixed card quality. This is incredibly exciting to me. Now, I'll have a link to the actual file that you can go and view for yourself if you want to read through what it says. But basically the short form of it is they are adopting Japanese printing standards. They went to their best place basically, which is in Japan. I've seen the cards myself. Somebody showed me Hour of Devastation. I cracked open a booster pack of Japanese Hour of Devastation. The cards in it were fantastic. When I compared them to the North American Hour of Devastation cards, it was an incredibly frustrating experience. So hearing that they're going to be emulating the Japanese cards is fantastic. Now, obviously, we have to wait for pre-release weekend to see how well this stacks up. I have looked at a couple of videos where they're opening some cards, and I haven't seen any flaws. The cards look a lot better. The statement, obviously, to me, feels like it pretty much has to be the case, because as a company, every company waits till they've corrected an error before they issue these statements. So that's excellent news, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that for this booster box. We're not going to have to worry about card quality. You can tell how excited I am as I stumble over the words. Literally, I did an hour-and-a-half live stream. I'm so excited about this. This is such a great day. They fixed the card quality. So let's move on past the card quality because we don't have to talk about that now. Let's get into the other aspects of this. For anybody who doesn't know what a booster box is, you get 36 booster packs. Each booster pack has 15 cards in it, all right? You get a basic land, you get a rare, 3 uncommons, and 10 commons as well. So on top of that, there will be either a insert that's like an advertisement or an insert that is a token you can use to represent token creatures. So there's 36 of those boosters. Regularly, booster packs on their own go for $4 a pack. For this analysis, I'm just using the flat rate of $4 a pack. So a booster box at that rate is $144, just so you know. So when doing your comparisons and decisions, understand that this analysis is done with the pricing of a booster box at $144, and that's in American pricing. We'll use American pricing because the majority of the audience that watches this show is American, so that makes sense. So basically, compare whatever price you can get a booster box to $144 if you're using the information from this analysis. Now, in terms of the flavor of the set, seems absolutely fantastic. The concept behind the set is it's supposed to be a return to Dominaria, and it's supposed to have all these different things that represent the history of Magic. And I feel like overall, they've put in a fair number of these. I'm definitely happy with cards like the Sagas. They're incredibly interesting to look like at. And certain ones like Time of Ice nail the concept of encapsulating an entire set and time of Dominaria in one card. So they deliver the flavor well, and they have some really lovely stained glass artwork on the angels and things too. So I'm a fan of the art of the set. I'm a fan of the flavor of the set, so that gets a fat thumbs up from me. Now, when we move into things like the actual value of cards, which is mostly what people are going to be interested in. I mean, if you're not interested in the value, right, then obviously it's a really easy choice for you. Do you like the flavor of the set? Do you like having new Magic cards? Boom, buy the box. If you don't like the set, or for some other reason don't want it, you don't buy it. A lot of the time it comes into what are we dealing with, things like card quality, which we've already covered should be fantastic, and things like what am I actually getting out of my packs in terms of good cards, because that's, make no mistake about it, good cards, desirable cards, that's part of what makes them worth money. That's most of it, right? Either it has to be really usable in a tournament, or just people want to play with it outside of tournaments. Those are the only two scenarios that can really drive up the price of cards, aside from them being insanely rare cards. And when they're being printed now, obviously that's not the insanely rare case. So basically, what we're going to look at next is prices. using the base price of $4 a booster pack, I've gone through all the mythics and all the rares from the set to determine that in total, there's 53 rares, there's 15 mythics, okay? Now, out of that total of 68 different possible cards to get in your rare slot, and actually, sorry, there's one other thing I wanted to address about these booster packs since I did not mention it previously. That is that every single booster pack is guaranteed to contain a legendary creature in it. It will either be in the rare slot or one of the uncommon slots. Now, they have printed them in the same fashion where you'll find your rare after your 3 uncommons. So the legendary creature isn't located in a different part of the pack, but the fact that they had to make sure that there was a legendary card in every pack means that they've track printed it differently. So just bear in mind, these boxes may be easier to box map. And what that means is be a little more wary when you're buying individual boosters from an open booster box, because there's a higher chance that someone could have used a computer program to determine which packs in the box are good and which packs in the box are not good. Now, if you go to a store that you trust and they have a good reputation for not doing that kind of thing, then you don't have to worry about it. I mean, there's a store in Toronto, 401 Games, that to me has a flawless reputation. I know for a fact that they don't scan and map their packs because they sold Legends packs that you could easily just push the card up and see what rare was in there. And my friend bought multiple packs from them, opened the packs, and if they had been scanning the packs, there's no way the packs he opened would have been left in there because he opened hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of cards. So if you have those kind of experiences with your LGS, you'll know the kind of store I'm talking about. Don't worry about it there. I'm just letting you know in case you just happen to be out somewhere, there's a higher chance that you may get a bad pack just because they may be easier to map, because Wizards does have to track print them differently to ensure that there is a legendary creature in every pack. And historically, especially recently, when it comes to their track printing, they make a lot of mistakes. The Unstable set was a perfect example where every box was supposed to have a full art foil land in it. But because they messed up with that, there are God boxes out there where you can get a whole bunch of these foil full art lands, and a lot of boxes don't have the foil full art lands they're supposed to. So it's just an example of how they're not 100% on that. It's not something to be of huge concern, but I'm just trying to provide all the information that I can in this regard. So let's travel back to the number 68 cards in total are the number of mythic or rares you can get in these packs, all right? Now, when you break it down at the $4 marker, $4 is breaking even. So any rares that give you $4 are break even. Now, there are currently not too many of those, actually. It's pretty solid. There's 7 break evens. There's 24 wins. So basically, in total, you have a 35% chance on a pack of actually coming out ahead. You have a 54% chance of losing. So obviously the odds are against you. You have a 46% chance. If you factor in, if you like to factor in the break even point, then basically 31 out of the 68 rares are break even or better, where you just don't lose. You're guaranteed to not lose at 31 out of 68 of them. The other 37 are you losing to varying degrees. I mean, some of these are $3 cards or whatever, but I'm just trying to break it down into a win-loss ratio that way. Now, rares aren't the only thing that you look at, obviously. That's just the main thrust, because that's where the majority of the value lies. Now, what I want to point out, and something that's really, really nice about this set, and something I haven't seen since I started doing these videos, because I've only been making Magic videos for 10 months, guys. So, basically, well, technically, like a little longer, but not of these nature. Before, they were actually informative for people going to a particular store, and none of that stuff exists, really. So, as a Magic channel for YouTube, this has been 10 months. I haven't done all that many of these full-on product analyses for any sets before that, so I can't speak to how many mythics hit the level before. But for this particular set, which I haven't seen with any of the sets I've done a product analysis for yet, every single mythic rare in the set is in that 31 you don't lose grouping. There are no feel bad mythics in this set. You know that, well, I got the wonky, unless no matter what, you're just going to feel bad if you got the one that's not worth the most. But every mythic rare in the set currently is worth the value of the booster pack. That's the power level of these mythics. And they are a lot of fun too. There's a lot of appeal for Commander and just general standard play. So I feel like they've done an excellent job with this set. And speaking of value, we're also going to talk about the uncommons, because there's a lot of uncommons of note. When we move down to the commons, not so much. But the uncommons, you have Damping Sphere, which is actually a $6 uncommon, which makes a pack a win all by itself, which gives you the additional ability to win on a couple of more packs. Now, bear in mind, Wizards does do track printing, so the uncommons that are going to be worth more, in my opinion, it is likely that they ensure that those are at a higher rarity. What some people don't know is Wizards of the Coast does this thing that I call track printing, and basically what it does is it ensures that they want to make sure that you don't just get a million copies of one card. Like they can't have true randomness, because they had that with Alpha, and it's really bad, actually. True randomness is not a good way. You have to have a certain level of, I mean, ideally, you'd be able to grab a box and you'd be like, okay, you know, I'm going to get 1/3 of the set from this box, and if I buy 3 boxes, I should get the whole set kind of thing. But they work things so that there are certain rares that they print on higher tracks and they show up in more incidences. Like they'll do an A, B, C, and D track, and the D track will be printed 20% more, and they'll pick particular rares from the D track and print those additionally as well. Basically, they ensure you get more copies of rares they know are not as good and are lower value, to ensure that you'll buy more sets. Now, they used to actually be more open with this and go, they used to have like U1, U2, U3, but don't be fooled by the rarity symbols on the card. There are rare uncommons, and I fully believe that Damping Sphere will be one of these rare uncommons, right? So the other uncommons they have, though, because them having like a $6 uncommon is starting to almost become a trend, these more expensive uncommons. It's nice, but it's becoming more of a trend. What really surprised me was the sheer number of value uncommons in this set. It's amazing. This almost feels like a bit like the very first Modern Masters set, where you could get a pack and you weren't just looking at the rare for value. You were going, check the uncommons as well, because there tends to be a valuable uncommon or two in the pack. Now, these aren't quite the Modern Masters level uncommon value, because those were like $2, $3, $4 uncommons, but you have one $3 uncommon with Cast Down, you have a $2 uncommon, 5 $1.50 uncommons, and an insane 17 $1 uncommons. And that goes to 18 if you want to lump that $1 common in there as well. So that's crazy. There's like another 25-ish uncommons that can bring you at least another $1 in value, and that represents 25% of that booster pack. These boxes, honestly, seem like a great purchase. If the card quality is improved like the official corporate statement makes it, and it would kind of be opening themselves up to be sued if it wasn't, because they would be like, oh, we said the card quality's fixed when it's not, kind of deal. So I feel like this is pretty much slam dunk, but I'll be going to 3 pre-releases on the weekend, and I'll be able to confirm for you guys then that it is absolutely fixed. But I'm hyped about the card quality, and even without the card quality, let's say it's the garbage card quality, if you compare this set to Ixalan, Rivals, Hour of Devastation, Amonkhet, this murders them. Just murders them coming right out of the gate. So this is a straight up actual recommend. This is the first booster box that I am full on recommending to everybody watching the video. I've never done a review this glowing of a booster box in my life. And the funny thing is I wasn't expecting it to be like this. I sat down, I started breaking down all the numbers and looking at everything, and I started to go, wow, respect. And as soon as I finished breaking down the numbers, I got hit with a tweet message saying, yo, check out this message from Wizards of the Coast saying they're improving card quality. I went and read through it, and I'm like, they're going with Japanese card quality level? And I was like, the universe is coming together to say, buddy, don't go like this, go like this. And I am unhesitatingly giving it my big fat thumbs up. Hell yes, get you some, boy. Get you 1, get you 2, get you 4, get as many as you can. Seems fantastic. This is how you do a 25th anniversary set. Guys, I mocked them. I mocked them previously for saying, is this how you're going to walk into your 25th anniversary? In my video about card quality, when I hammered on it about 7 months ago, and I've been talking about it every single product analysis I do, you guys will have seen me mention card quality because it's a big issue. And they've come out, guys, and they've said they fixed it. And honestly, I feel pretty proud because I've been one of the voices that has not shut up about it. And that's how you get things done. So to those of you who helped me in that quest, thank you. We did it. Thanks for coming by. Let me know what you guys think of this set, and I'll see you later.
Hi everyone. Together, we are the 6th color of magic.
the best cardboard!